Hello, everyone, and welcome to Two Poets, the show where we react to videos. We do an audio podcast. We do stuff on here. My name's Corey, and my co-host. What's up, Ben? How you doing?
That's my cue.
Oh,
what's up?
Yeah, we work on it every time. It's going good, man. Excited to get back into another reaction video.
Yes, I'm super excited. This is going to be a lot of fun. I like going staggering like that.
Yeah, okay, so those of you who don't know, who didn't listen to our previous audio episode, we're switching every other week, so we will do an audio podcast episode and then a reaction video, then the next week back to audio, the next week back to video, so we're kind of bouncing back and forth, so that way we can keep getting content out to you guys.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. We're going to stay busy.
Yes, busy is good.
Busy is very good.
So we got a lot of great feedback. So thank you all for watching our previous reaction video, the Bob Dylan reaction video. We get a lot of great feedback on that. A lot of awesome comments. A lot of comments also being like, "You all are too young. You don't know what you're talking about." So those are fun comments. But it's the internet. What do you do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do? And we don't care. So
yeah, exactly.
That was a lot of fun, though.
We do it well.
I've been thinking about that video on and off ever since we reacted to it because it's just so good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a good one.
I know that song's literally been sticking in my head too. It's just amazing. So if you haven't watched that, go back and watch that episode. It's great. It was fun. And this week we're going to get back into reacting to some spoken word, which is what we love so much. Ben, have you heard what I'm about to show you?
I have not. I have not even heard this artist, I don't think. So,
yeah.
I'm really excited for this one.
Yeah, I had to pick something that Ben hasn't heard, and also I have not heard this time. So, so I know who the artist is. So today we're going to be reacting to Beth May. She's an awesome spoken word artist. Also on one of my favorite podcasts, Dungeons and Daddies. So if you have not listened to Dungeons and Daddies, you better go listen to it because she is hilarious on that show.
I love that name so much. I would listen to it just because of the name.
It is not a BDSM podcast, but sometimes it is.
Do they refer to themselves as daddies while they're playing?
Well, they all play dads, and so there's a lot of also like daddy jokes and stuff like that. So
Daddy, what's your next move? Like,
I think they've done that once or twice, but no, it's an amazing show. So yeah, we're listening to Beth May. The piece is called Goldfish. I've listened to some of Beth May's spoken word poetry. Her recent release on Spotify is amazing. It's got like music in the background, and it's just really awesome stuff. But I have not heard this piece, and so I'm excited. This is off a YouTube short or reel or something like that. I don't remember. But I heard some great things about it, so I'm pretty excited to listen to it and to show Beth May.
Yeah.
Because she keeps it real with her poetry, and it is awesome. So let's pull that video in, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right, here it is. Now, like I said, we have not watched it. I know a lot of times she uses language. For those of you, just giving you a little preparation that there probably will be language in this piece, and most of her pieces there are, but that's what that's about. Sometimes people are just real. That's how it comes out, right? So, I mean, yeah, if
the truth is real too. So
yeah, exactly. So if you are under 3 watching us, go ahead and close your ears. The rest of you are cool for watching us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just going to jump into this. We're going to jump into it, and then we'll start talking about the reaction and kind of just catch up with each other's days and see how you, the listener, are doing. So without further ado, let's get into Beth May with the piece Goldfish. Here we go.
Grandma and I are caught in loops. Hi, it's Beth. I'm good. How are you? I live in Los Angeles, and I love it. Traffic's bad, but it gives me time to think. My name is Beth. I live in LA. It's great. Traffic? Yeah, I hate it. It's Beth, Grandma. My name is Beth. It is a myth that goldfish have a 3-second memory. Scientists say there is evidence that many fish, including goldfish, have memories that last months, if not years. One goldfish, we'll call him Howard just because, learned to associate a specific sound with food and perform tricks when cued by the sound even after a 5-month break. No offense to scientists, But it blows my fucking mind that they know so much about goldfish and so little about dementia. Grandma is losing her memory, becoming a paranoid full string of racism and worry, and I am worried that she has always been this person. She just forgot that she shouldn't be. Grandma is losing her memory, and I am losing my patience. I began to treat Grandma like a goldfish, like a decoration best admired from across the room, not to be removed from her fragile enclosure lest she drown on dry land. Grandma used to give the best hugs, but now she clings on for dear life. She hates when people say goodbye, but does not realize that she is the one leaving. Grandma and I are both forgetting all the time. She is forgetting my face, and I am forgetting the person she used to be. I am forgetting a grandma who is not a bitter bigot, a chore, whose words do not disgust me. I'm remembering the fear that I will be next, that hate will bore its way into me like it did Grandma, or worse, that it is already here. Grandma is forgetting her life, and I am forgetting how to love what she has become. We are mourning Grandma while she is still awake, talking about her in uncertain whispers as if she is an unhelpful crossword clue in the puzzle that is her life, and where we fit in and where it ends as if it hasn't already ended. Grandma shows me death while we are both living, reminds me that I'll be forgotten. So, I memorize a poem and call it legacy. I miss my old grandma and call the new one family. I forget if I am losing Grandma or losing my humanity. I catch Grandma in loops. Introduce myself with the unkindness of pretending I'm somebody I'm not, but the kindness of pretending I'm somebody worth remembering. They say wisdom comes with age, but I think there is a wisdom in knowing it doesn't, that it can depart us at any time like a name on the tip of a tongue. Grandma cannot remember my name. Does not recognize that I'm caught in the same loop she is. Hi, it's Beth. I live in Los Angeles, and sometimes I feel so alone. The traffic's awful, but it reminds me that we're all going somewhere. My name? It's Howard the Goldfish. I'll remind you in 3 seconds that I love you.
Oof. All right, that was Beth May. That was
heavy.
Goldfish.
Jeez.
I told you, it was a little warning there.
Wow, didn't know it's going to be about dementia. Man.
I didn't either.
Gosh. Crazy, dude.
Man, Beth May, you have a way with words and weaving them together. That's all I got to say.
A good way of drawing us in the very beginning, too.
Yes, yes. That pretext before jumping into the backstory, giving you a little bit of a taste before it hits you with the facts. Man, this is actually kind of rough because I don't know if you knew, but Lauren, my wife, her grandmother just passed away not too long ago. She had dementia for the past 3 years, and it kind of went heavy there at the fast, but heavy there at the end. But yeah, just kind of what she's talking about, just that loop of reintroducing yourself, having the same conversations.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah. That can be rough, but oof. Yeah. So what'd you think, Ben?
Dang, man. Okay. So, as a subject, that's a heavy subject that I agree is not handled enough. It's not talked about enough. And I feel like there's not enough discussion and discovery about it until it's already there, until the person experiencing it is already there and the family dealing with it is already there. And that's a hard thing because I have heard that signs that can lead to that are like visible and are not all obviously, but I've heard people talk about, like, if you notice someone checking out in conversation, have their hearing checked, because maybe they're having trouble hearing and they're not focused and they're not engaged. And so they are like kind of drifting, and over time that gets worse and worse. And it could be something simple like that, so I think I really appreciate the fact that she dove into such a heavy topic because it's not discussed enough until it's too late for a lot of people and they're already in it.
Yeah.
But kudos to her for taking that subject on. As a poem, like as a poet, she has a really good voice. She has a really good like performance.
Oh yeah.
A lot of all like poets are amazing writers. Not all poets are amazing performers. And it's obvious that she's very gifted in that. And like we all heard the audience when they realized where she was going.
Yeah.
The audible.
That was cool having the audience there too to listen to.
Interactive audience is so great, dude. Like that's the
no
best
kidding.
feeling ever. But
you feed off that energy.
So good. Like so it's simple and yet it's very, very deep, and it's a topic. Like it's a sincere topic that doesn't get addressed enough, I feel like.
Yeah. No, that's very true. And like she was saying in there, like we don't have the resources to figure out dementia, like we can use our resources on everything else, but we still don't understand this thing that's happening, and I mean, that's like the thing with like Alzheimer's, and just all these things, like, why have we not figured out these things yet? Like figure out a way to slow them down or fix them,
She's like, we can fund scientific exploration of a goldfish learning and doing tricks, but we can't fund like exploration of what causes dementia.
Yeah, exactly.
What are the leading signs indicating this person might eventually end up there,
Yeah, and like
hearing
also in the poem, hearing the parts like I fear losing my grandmother, but also I'm fearing that I'm next, when you have that, like if that's something that runs in the family, like that's something my wife Lauren is worried about. Like it's in the family. Like, what if I'm next, and that's also a heavy thing to like look at your future, and follow along that family history. It's like, well, crap, like what's going to happen by the time I'm 70, 80 years old? Are we going to have a cure then? Are we going to have a scientific breakthrough then?
Man, it's humbling because it's like when you're young, you want to be like, oh, that'll never happen to me. Like, or you get to this point where you become older and you're like, I'm fine. I don't need hearing aid check or something. And it's very significant, and it's very important to pay attention to yourself and pay attention to those around you so you can kind of notice when things are off. And like keep up with your personal awareness and your personal health, and those kind of things are really important.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and so PSA, it's very important to keep up with that. So like I was saying, like I've followed Beth May along on Dungeons and Daddies, or she plays just hilarious characters. Like she is definitely the favorite of the show because of the way her energy she brings to that show. She's that same energy she's bringing to these poems. Like she is just someone who puts forth energy into what she does in her writing and in her podcasting skills, acting and just putting everything out there. Like I love seeing people with that passion who are just not afraid to just put it out there. They don't care if they're going to offend you, with what they talk about, but they're like, this is what I'm feeling. This is who I am. I'm going to put it out there in the world. You either are going to love it and accept me, or you're going to forget about me and move on to something else, and I feel like she's one of those people who's like, this is who I am. Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Which is how we should all be.
Yeah. I feel like she's the type of person that's like, you're either going to love me or you're either going to hate me, but you're not going to forget me. Like that's
that's a good way to put it. Yep.
Is she the only woman on that podcast?
Yeah. So she's the only female on the main cast. I mean, they've had some like guest appearances, and stuff, but she's the only female cast member.
That's awesome.
Which was kind of part of the shtick.
Dungeons and Daddies, and the favorite on the podcast is her. That's awesome. I love that.
Yes, that's the running joke, and that was kind of the shtick at the beginning. Was like, we're gonna have a girl that's gonna play a dad, and they just got done with the second season. Like the finale was a week or maybe 2 weeks ago,
Okay.
for the second season, and I may have cried a little because it was very good. But
Okay.
they're getting ready for season 3 now. We're cooking up some stuff for season 3, and
Heck yeah.
I can't wait. Like if you have time, you need to go listen to it. It's hilarious, it's stupid, it's funny, it's heartwarming, and it's deep.
Cool. Where can people find them?
Oh yeah, anywhere you listen to podcasts, just look up Dungeons and Daddies. Spotify, Apple, everywhere. Yes, not a BDSM podcast, but sometimes it is.
Are they like?
The
Do they incorporate daddy into their names? Because that would be awesome. There's Dragon Daddy, and there's like,
they do have a thing on the show called
Daddy.
You Have to Find Daddy Magic. So there's like magic you have to find. It's called Daddy Magic.
I love that.
Yeah, it's pretty great. But no, I think this is a really good video. I think this is something that everyone needs to be sharing this video. Like, we'll link to the original video, go to the original video, start sharing it. Cause this is something that needs to be talked about too. And like the experience that she's had that she's sharing, like is something that needs to be talked about. And yeah, like, we talk a lot about cadences and how people present their spoken word. Like, I don't think there's anything like super special about the way she presents like her cadences and stuff. I think she's just very just puts it out there, is just very fast with it, and that quickness with the way she expels her words is something that I think sticks with me a lot, when people who do spoken word are quick with it, and like it just kind of catches you for some reason, like it hits you a little bit harder, I feel like.
And she has something to say, and she's not trying to force. She's not trying to force it through words and rhyme scheme. She's like, she is saying what needs to be said, and she's doing it simplistically. But the weight of what she's saying is what moves the emotion, and the way that she ties in a metaphor with the goldfish, and and it moves fluidly, and it does exactly what it's intended to do. And there's no distraction by her trying to over deliver or overproduce flowery wording. And it's that, like, that's a sign of a good poet and a good performer, because sometimes we like to try too hard. We like to we like to draw more things out of a metaphor than are really there. And you can usually tell the more seasoned writers, because they're able, or poets, because they're able to take simple ideas and convey hard truth and do it fluidly.
Yeah, for sure.
She really does that well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one thing that's a big turnoff for me, is just when someone is embellishing for the sake of embellishing, and you're like, you're acting, you're not
keep it simple,
being yourself. And it's just keep it simple and let the passion come through. That's how you find out who you are as a spoken word artist. Like, don't try to force yourself to be this person who does these cool things. Like, just talk. What comes out is who you are.
Let the audience figure it out. Let the audience discover with you. Don't try to tell them beforehand. Don't try to lead them on, or do the parlor tricks of trying to like distract them with your wording. Like, she was very simple about it, and everyone saw where she was going, and they're like, oh man, like,
exactly. The audience knew.
Keep them with you, but don't try to tell them how to feel. Don't try to don't try to direct them the way you want them to go. Just let what you have to say do its job. Like, let your words do the job of leading their emotion, because they will love you for that. Like, they will absolutely
for sure
lock onto that. She executed that really well.
I would love for sure.
I would love to see that in like a sketch format, like a video, to see some like some actual legit footage and scenarios played out in the background or something like that. That could be a really powerful.
So we can cry even more.
Heck yeah, throw in some goldfish B-roll and grandma in there.
Yeah.
Like, let's do it, man. That would be sick.
Gosh, yeah.
That'd be a great piece.
Dude, oh man, that'd be intense. Yeah, but yeah, you definitely need to go watch more of her clips and listen to her record on Spotify. It's so good. And yeah, like what we're talking about, she's like that with all her stuff, where she's just straightforward. This is what it is. I'm not trying to do anything that's gonna embellish or set myself apart because I'm the one spoken word poet that does this specific thing. It's like, no, here's my stories, here's my heart, here's my experiences, and you're gonna connect or you're not gonna connect, you know?
Yeah.
And that's
I'm a fan. I'm gonna go.
Yes, seriously. Yeah, all of you who are learning to write poetry, learning to write stories, songwriting, this is a perfect example of how to do it.
Yeah.
Don't overcomplicate it. Just be passionate and let your words literally do the talking, you know, like let your passion show through that.
Yeah.
Like that's a masterclass on how to do it.
Absolutely, man. That was good, man. I'm glad you introduced me to her. I'm excited to hear more of her stuff.
Absolutely. So yeah, everyone, we will link the video in the comments. Go like that video. Go share that video.
Yeah.
Beth May, if you're watching, thank you. Hopefully this reaches you and you can, watch us talk about you. I'm sure it's weird having two dudes on the internet talk about your poetry. But we love it.
She's good.
Yeah, exactly. We're huge fans. I love Dungeons and Daddies. I love the show. So hey, if you ever want to come be on the show and chat with us live and in person, that'd be great.
Do a
little episode with her on the show.
We would love
we love talking about creative things.
Heck yeah.
Absolutely. And yeah, everyone else, make sure you let us know in the comments how you feel, because a lot of you aren't ashamed to tell us how you feel. And we like that. Let us know how you feel about our reactions and what we do. Yeah, we're here for it. Absolutely. Well, Ben, I mean, is there anything else you want to say or talk about with this?
Gosh, it's really fun to watch spoken word artists. It makes you want to get out there and like write some new stuff and do some performing.
Exactly.
I miss doing that kind of thing. And I actually had a video that I posted on my author page on my Instagram earlier today, and I haven't done much like poetry reading videos. And the ones I have done, it's not been that much. Usually it's stuff we've covered on the show, and I just repurpose it and put it on my Instagram. But I haven't done that very much at all. And I have one that I've been sitting on for a while, so I posted it today. And I was just like, man, I just need to do more of this because this is fun.
Yeah.
And it's fun to be able to just share your work and just throw it out there and see what happens with it. So I think this video is a good inspiration to do more of that. So
yeah, to get out just right, do it.
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, thank you everyone for hanging out with us. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that good stuff, because it really helps us out getting the word out there. And don't forget, every other Monday we will have our audio versions wherever you get your podcast. And then every other Monday after that, we will have our reaction videos over on YouTube, which is where you're watching this right now. So thank you all so much. We are Two Poets. As always, I am Corey.
And I'm Ben.
And we'll see you next time.
Peace.